Are you ready, Keys?
Let's get it.
Get on your feet, Tiger fans. Let's get loud. Let's go. Let's get active. Let's go.
We back in the building, man.
Yeah.
Back in the building, looking and feeling like winners.
Yeah, we feel like winners. It was rivalry week, so that can only mean one thing. That means we played them Gamecocks.
Yeah, man.
And you already know what the outcome was.
Let's go ahead and pop it off, man. Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy B-Easy.
It's your boy V-Keyz. This is the
You
Uplayedtho
Played Though
podcast.
podcast.
Easy work.
Easy work, man. All right, Keys, man. We're going to get into that barbecue chicken dinner that we had the other night a little bit later.
Oh, yeah. We're going to say the best for last, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going to say the best for last.
We're going to go ahead and pop off this NFL, man, wrap up. What week is this that we on?
It's week 11.
Week 12. It's week 12. It's week 12.
This is week 12 here.
Yeah.
Okay, Thanksgiving week 12. Okay.
Monday night, y'all know how we do. Monday night football. Who we got on the night, Keys?
We got the Bears at the Vikings. I mean, yeah, it's football.
Yeah.
It's
We don't know who all up for this one, but we had some pretty good games yesterday. This week didn't really turn out great for the Jets or the Panthers, man. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about it, man.
yeah. All right. Hey, we did have some breaking news today,
Yep.
so we can go ahead. So Frank Reich is out
The ball
as the
coach.
Panthers coach. So he got fired today from the owner David Tepper, and I'm about to go in.
What are your feelings, man? He got that Tepper.
Oh.
He got that Tepper time.
I got some feelings because this is the Panthers' 6th or 7th head coach, interim or head, whatever, since 2018. Since 2018. One time. Since 2018. At least the 6th one. So
Sound like somebody don't know what they're doing down there.
at some point, when you having all these firings, this and that, like we talked about, for y'all to listen to the Breakfast Club, we talked about DJ Envy,
Yeah.
beefing with Gunplay, Rick Ross, him, and Tyrese. I mean, at some point, it might be DJ Envy.
It might be you. It might be Envy. Hey, you might have to start looking in the mirror. Is it me?
Hey, you might look in the mirror, Envy. I don't know, though. But Tepper, I say that to say this. You need to look in the mirror. Because ain't no way. I mean, we had the perfect candidate last year, Steve Wilkes, so that was a big straw, and that was about to break a lot of Panthers fans back.
The players liked him.
Yep.
He had the locker room. He kind of turned the team around, man. They started winning and playing emotional football.
We had a big win on Christmas Eve against the Lions at home, which was like, I think, one of the coldest games ever at the Panthers. I mean, it was a cold ass Christmas. Got that win, and we was literally a game away. We had to beat the Bucks last year, the last game of the season, to make the playoffs, and we was up 14-0 at that. So Tom Brady with the Bucks last year, bump him. But anyway, so we go from that to get the number 1 draft pick, give up all our first-round picks for Bryce Young, and gave away DJ Moore, our best receiver, who been balling with the Bears. The Bears been trash, but he has been a bright spot.
Yep.
So David Tepper fired another head coach, and we have another interim, and it's it ain't.
It's bad
not
every time
favorable,
you look
bro.
around and you got an interim head coach, and you got young players, you got a young quarterback, and we saw what happened with Trevor, right? When he got a quality head coach,
Yep.
right?
Championship coach at that.
Championship
Doug
coach.
Peterson.
You gotta spend that. You gotta spend the money, right? You gotta spend that money or have a coach with some rapport with the players. And I mean, it's definitely disappointing. Hopefully, it's hard because I know you gave up a lot of draft capital for Bryce. That offensive line need work,
Yeah.
but
And here's the thing: if you a coach, why would you want to go to the Panthers? And I mean, unless it's like some bread. I mean, you know what I mean? Because it's not a good situation. We 1-10. We're not gonna be no good next year. We got no line. We got no real good draft capital. So I mean,
Might be a perfect place for Jimbo Fisher because we know he paid.
I was thinking about that with that 76.8 he got in his pocket
Yeah.
from chilling. Is getting fired.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, at this worst, hey, it's only up from here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we can't get no worse. You know what I'm saying?
You
So,
right.
I mean,
You right. Either that go winless. Like that's about all you could do.
I mean,
but yeah, man.
So so the Panthers firing him. We got an interim coach. I don't forgot his name already because it ain't important. Because you know what? And I done seen several of my Panthers compadres. They done jump ship. I don't blame them, bro. Because when it's a difference when it's ownership like just ruining the franchise and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's a difference between that and players just playing bad or whatever. But this is like an ownership thing
Yeah.
for years. Like, how can you cheer for that?
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
and it's evident too because a lot of the fan base, the players, they love Wilkes, and you got rid of him for a coach, a first year head coach. So when things like that happen, you were expecting some results, right, to back that up, and it just didn't go well, man.
I'm gonna make a bold proclamation here on Uplayed though.
You about to put in your paperwork?
I'm gonna have to turn to my Panthers paperwork, man.
He might be coming over to the. You coming over to the green?
I think I gotta come over to the green. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Not that green. We talking them Eagles, man. We talking fly Eagles fly. We talking them Eagles, man, because we done had some great Tigers play there. Most notably, our guy Weapon X, Brian Dawkins.
B Dog,
So
shout out B Dog.
he embodies, and I've been a fan of Philly over the years. Of course, Panthers have been number one, but like I said, you can't cheer for a team that like from the top down is like, hey, bro, like they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about the fan base. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like,
So are you Kevin Durant right now?
yeah, hey, my next chapter. Hey, for my next chapter, I'm joining the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to Court, shout out to Jamal, shout out to Clay, shout out to Pat, Pat Will, all my Eagles fans, man. Hey,
J5, man, we need you to call in, man. We got
I don't know, man. Like,
discuss this, man.
I can't. I was watching the game yesterday. The Panthers lost at the Titans yesterday. Who was watching the game,
I watched it too.
bro? It was like just no
It's
no feelings, bro. It was just like, bro, this junk is like, we gonna lose. Like, let's see how we lose today. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's bad. It's been two weeks of poor performance. I mean, it's been a lot more weeks than that, but just looking at, like you said, the passing with the players, I mean, a lot has to be done in Carolina, man.
it's gonna take a while. Brian Burns he probably about to bounce. We done had injuries. J.C. Horn cannot stay healthy in the secondary. It's just too much going on. Like,
Yeah.
and
I think Panthers are officially the worst team in the league right now.
oh yeah, officially.
The worst league.
Eagles fans, hey,
Speaking of the
I
Eagles,
see you. Yeah, speaking of them, I think they had the best weekend, the best game maybe of the year so far.
they're sitting at 10-1,
Ooh.
one loss. They're undefeated in the division. I think I picked them to come out of the NFC. They just finished off the Buffalo Bills, they're having a rough season because they're losing a lot of close games.
The Bills was balling in this game. They put up 34 and they had them. They had Philly up 10 in the fourth. Mm-hmm. It was raining. It was cold, rainy day in Philly. But Jalen Hurts, no emotion on the sideline. Like, he know what he got to do. Went in there, led the comeback. Devontae had a couple big catches. AJ had a very controversial. Controversial. Controversial.
It's a lot of syllables with that.
We're just playing with y'all on Uplayed. We having some fun with y'all, but it was an incomplete pass, which would have ended the game at overtime. Buffalo kicked the field goal. Philly was driving. AJ Brown caught it, fumbled it, but it was so quick. Like, it was one of them. Like, did he take a whole 2 steps and 2.5?
They hit him with that Dez Bryant.
Yeah. Well, that Well, yeah, it was.
He said it was a catch.
Yeah. But you
Mama.
know, and shout out to the Philly kicker, man. He had a 59-yarder
Yeah.
to send it to OT, which was, and he had room in the rain. So that's tough, man. So Philly,
Yeah.
10-1, they got complete control, and that sets up next week, bro. We got the 49ers at Philly.
Yeah.
Next week.
So the 49ers, that's definitely going to be an awesome game. Just to cap off, Philly looks really good. Jalen, like we said earlier, I think you might have mentioned this. If we end up with a Super Bowl between the Ravens and the Eagles,
Ooh,
man,
birds and birds.
yeah, because both teams are having a great year. But yeah, Jalen did his thing. He threw for over 200, 3 tutties.
So, do you think, because Philly has come back in the last 2 wins. You remember, they was down 17-7 at Kansas City at half and came back and shut Kansas City out in the second half. So, the last couple weeks, they've been proven to be like a strong second half team. So, if you got the 49ers coming in there, if they up at halftime like 24-7 or something, let's say, because, if Philly getting out through the slow starts, is that going to be too much to overcome?
I think the slow starts are and it is an issue. But what I've noticed is, as much as they talked about Brock Purdy, being who everybody thought he was, Mr. Irrelevant, man, that team has really turned it around.
Healthy, yep.
So definitely having Christian and having
That boy from Carolina, that Gamecock boy, Debo.
Debo, yeah. I was thinking like Bo. Yeah, Debo. Having him out there healthy, it changed the whole dynamic of the team. And of course, we know what their defense can do. So it's going to be a good matchup. It's a good barometer test, right?
This could potentially be next week. The NFC. It is from our picks. This is the NFC Championship preview.
Yeah. I just hope Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, man, because I think when he's on the field, it changes the whole trajectory of their offense. Because just like Carolina did, he's involved in every play. When he's not out there, they just look like a different team. So, shout out Blaze, man. Hopefully they can stay healthy, man, and we can see what they can do. But speaking of San Francisco, they played Seattle, the Geno Smiths, and they handled business. They definitely handled business.
It wasn't too close, 31-13. They did what they had to do. Seahawks is a decent team. They still have some playoff hopes. But yeah, so 49ers. So while they had lost they 3 in a row. They came back and blew the doors off Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Beat the Seahawks. So they kind of getting it back on track now. So next week, like I said, we can't wait for that one next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's probably gonna be game of the week.
Got to be.
Yeah, but speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars, man, they had to play the Houston Texans.
Ooh, this is a
C.J.
good,
Stroud.
Divisional showdown.
Yep.
And after the game, the Jaguars won 24-21 in Houston. So after the game, Trevor was going on about, he looks forward to this battle between him and CJ for years to come. Like this could be.
He gave him a lot of respect too.
Yeah, this could be the rival we didn't know that we needed.
Yeah.
Or that we didn't know that was going to be possible. But the way CJ done blossomed this year as a rookie, and Trevor's emergence with a championship coach, and with some weapons, Calvin Ridley was straight hooping. This could be something to look out. Like the next couple of years, like this CJ versus Trevor.
Yeah.
This could be something to look at over the next several years in the league.
Is this gonna be the Melo LeBron comparisons, man? That we didn't know we was gonna get. You don't think it's gonna be?
Nah, cause they ain't come in together though.
Yeah, you're right. So it might be LeBron KD or something like that. Maybe.
What have you? Maybe. To a much lesser degree, and it's early. A much lesser like Peyton Brady. You know what I mean? But of course they was the best in the league. But with Trevor, what I think and what we think his potential could be is MVP potential. And shoot, the way CJ playing this year, I'm like, shoot, if they win a couple more games, he gonna be. He got to be at least top 10.
Yeah,
voting. You know what I mean?
Got to be top 10 in voting. Definitely gonna get Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah.
Because with the whole Rookie of the Year and the MVP, I think they favor the quarterbacks more. So he's gonna get that nod. But that was a good win for the Clemson Jaguars.
Yep. Shout out to Trevor.
Fellas,
Travis.
keep it up, man. We got some really talented teams that definitely have an opportunity. We're gonna go ahead and talk about them Jets, man.
Oh man.
So we had a Friday night game, kind of odd, but it was good to have a game, a game that's on
Black Friday.
Friday. So we was dressing all black for our own funeral. Man, I tell you, man, it's bad, man. I mean, we talked about it. I think we talked about it last week. We put Zach on the bench, and we wanted to see what Tim Boyle was able to do, and it looked like more of the same. Same issues that I think the Panthers are dealing with. Our O-line is not where it needs to be. Of course, we got Aaron who's hurt, but I don't think even if he was healthy that we'd be able to overcome some of those challenges. We can't run the ball. I mean, yeah, with his experience, he would have got that ball out and been gunning. But
What's the Jets' record?
what are we 4-7?
I mean, I think with a healthy A-Rod, that 4-7 is like
6 and
at least 6-5.
6-5.
At least.
Yeah, I'll give it to you because we definitely had some close opportunities, but it's disappointing because we had so many high expectations for the year based on who we have in the locker room. Our defense, they hold it down as much as they can, but it's kind of like the Panthers too, right? They got a decent defense, but you can't leave them out there, man.
Yeah, man, it's just that was a tough one, man. Like and since it was Thanksgiving, man, happy Thanksgiving, happy post Thanksgiving, all the Uplayedtho listeners and everyone.
Belated Thanksgiving.
Had some big ones on Thanksgiving. Of course, the Cowboys they took care of Washington. That was
man,
it was like 40-something to 10. That ain't
45
to 10. But shout out to Ron Bland. He broke the NFL record. With 5 pick sixes in the season. That's I mean, primetime ain't do that, bro. So I ain't gonna lie. When he did that, I'm like, hey man, you got to tip your cap to Buddy, bro.
Yeah, to come in as a backup after Trayvon Diggs got hurt, and everybody was wondering how that secondary was gonna bounce back. Of course, they got Stephon Gilmore,
our boy J. Ron Curse back there, our Tiger.
They haven't lost a step, man. He gonna get paid. He gonna get paid.
Oh man, he about to get a bag. Shout out to PAT. Shout out to Big Quincy. Big Smooth. Y'all got a big one on Thanksgiving. But then but I will say this though, the surprising game for me
was it the Packers in the line?
Yeah, the Packers go into Detroit and like they opened up a can early in Detroit. They had some. They came back a little bit later in the game, but.
It's confusing me because Jordan Love, he looks good one week. Next week he just like serviceable, but golf has been doing its thing down there in Detroit. And, I thought it might be their year, but based on this performance, I got questions.
So I mean, that's a Thanksgiving tradition, the Packers and Lions. You know what I mean? So I always love to see that game, just because it's Thanksgiving and that's tradition. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. Jordan Love, he was looking like A-Rod out there, like at least, and definitely in the first half, he was Christian Watson deep balls and Pauls, and they was. I mean,
pause on that. Pause on that. Man, they ain't give my man Jordan a turkey leg afterwards, man. It's Thanksgiving.
I don't know. I had the itis before that game ended, so I was like knocked out a little bit right after that, right before that game ended. So I don't even know who got the bite of that nasty turducken.
Yeah, turducken.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. But that was a good one as well. Packers handled their business, did their thing.
Yeah. Like I said, the 49ers closed out Thanksgiving night with that dub
over the
Seahawks. So it was a great Thanksgiving weekend of games, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. And yesterday, we got Monday Night Football. Yeah. I mean, it was a couple more decent games yesterday. The Steelers finally got a dub over the Bengals.
Oh yeah. That was your pick to miss the playoffs, so it looked like they right on schedule.
They they like 5-6, I think. No, Bengals. So
they not bowl eligible. Let me stop. We'll get into that later, but
oh man. Shout out to Twine. The Chiefs handled the Raiders.
Yeah, did they thing.
That was an easy one. Not too much trouble. 31-17. Ravens are still looking
At 9-3.
looking like a team to be dealt with. I mean, the Chargers they gonna charge, bro. The Chargers gonna charge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Like,
I don't know. They like the Bills. High expectations.
and then the Cowboys in the playoffs.
They're the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Great regular
Superior.
season. Cowboys, playoffs, Cowboys on Cowboys.
Yeah. So I mean, Herbert got paid, man, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good, man. They got, and of course, the real Mike Dove, he hurt, right? Not sure if that would have made a whole lot of difference, but that's one of his weapons gone. I mean, they got a lot of work to do down there.
I think it might be time for a new voice in the locker room.
Yeah.
I think it might be time, man, because they might just need new coach, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Because
we'll see.
we know some coaches get opportunities and some just don't get those same opportunities, man. But
Don't be surprised, and we said it right here. Don't be surprised if there's a coaching change in LA before the end of this year, or at the end of the year. If the Chargers don't make any kind of run, like you're saying, knowing we got Mike Williams out, one of the best receivers in the league, you pretty much got Keenan Allen, and you got Everett, you got Eckler. You still got some decent weapons though.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like better weapons than a lot of teams in the league got.
yeah, and you 2-4 at home.
Ouch.
Yeah, that fan base ain't gonna be up for that, man.
Nah.
It's not. It's not it. I'm trying to think who else had a decent game. I think that might have wrapped it up.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, and we was talking mad cash, but them Broncos, hey, Russ been cooking, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I gotta give him his props, bro.
What if they won like 4 or 5?
They won like 5 in a row.
Something like that. Yeah.
So they beat the Browns yesterday.
The Deshaun Watson-less Browns.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they got a good defense, so I can't really put it all on that. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I mean, we give props for what they do. So
Yep. I think Unc had to come back and backtrack on Russ a little bit, man. He said
he done took some words back.
Yeah, he said, "In Russ I trust."
Oh, that's what he's
Okay.
saying.
Yeah. So
I didn't know.
we didn't change it up. They started off with what was it, like 1-5 or something like that, and then they won 6 straight. So
Yeah.
or 5 straight.
Yes, I mean, we're not Sean Payton fans. I don't think nobody really is, but I don't want to give him no credit. Bump that. I mean, like I said, we really weren't even Russ fans like that, but I gotta give the props. He's been balling, bro.
Hey man,
He's been doing his thing.
he's answered the adversity.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was just hurt and he finally got healthy, but yeah.
Hey, Sierra must put that thing on him. He's like, hey, if you don't win no game, you ain't getting no nookie. You know what I mean?
These the last kids right here, literally. But all right, Keys, man, you ready to dive into that college football, man?
Let's get it.
All right, Keys, man. Before we get into this, man, let's go ahead and cheers to episode 14.
Number 14. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I think you got something on tap for the people though.
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and tune into this for the people, man. Let's get this cracking.
Get on your feet, Tiger fans. Let's get loud. Let's go. Let's get active. Let's go.
Hey, this is our state. They just got it on their jersey.
We run this. We
run this state. They just got it on their jersey.
just on their jersey.
They not real. Talk to them. Root or row.
No question.
Let's go.
No question. The Gamecocks are who we thought they were, and we didn't let them out the hook.
No, sir. Man.
Man, it was a nice one, man. We went down to a hostile environment,
Quote unquote.
quote unquote.
Yeah.
You actually at a Gamecock bar.
I was at a full out, decked out Gamecock bar. It was only literally 2 or 3 other Clemson fans in there, but they didn't really have the drip like I had it. I had the drip on.
Clemson drip on.
I had that, you know how I get down with it. So, everybody looking at me like, dang. So they're like, you bold to be up in here. I'm like, no, I'm a winner to be up in here. Like,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Hey,
second play of the game, second snap of the game, Khalil Barnes. Ooh, let me get that scoop and scope.
we get that scoop and score.
Because you know they reviewed it. It was not a forward pass. It was a backwards pass. Khalil Barnes, shout out to the freshman who had the presence of mind. Hey,
Shout out.
play ain't dead, bro. Scoop
Hey.
it. I don't care.
We came to
Regardless.
get the dub, man. We ain't worried about all that was this or was that. Nah, we came to get the dub, man.
So he did that. Oh, it was quiet in there. I'm like, all right, yeah, boom, boom. I'm hyped. 2 plays later, 2 snaps later, what happened? Khalil Barnes get me a pick.
I'll take that.
Boy, when I say that thing was hush mouth.
Hey, man, I tell you, man, like I posted on the gram, man, when we bring up rings, they got to change up the topic. They got to change up the topic, man.
You know, so we went up 7-0 early.
Yeah.
You know, a couple punts both ways. It was a slow offensive game, so Carolina do make one little drive, and they score a touchdown. So you know they going crazy in there. And I'm looking around like, and I put on the story and everything. I'm like, this it though. I mean,
yeah,
this y'all last celebration for the night. Hope y'all know that. You know,
this y'all championship right there.
yeah, like that was it, and that was it. That's shoot.
And I tell you, man, shout out to Jonathan Wentz, man. He hit a 50-yard field goal, and I ain't gonna lie, man, I was a little worried.
Yeah, I had zero faith.
I was a little worried, especially how things turned out for us in the Florida State game. But man, I think he was 3 for 3, man.
Like 42, 49, and 50.
He was knocking them down in the game that we needed him in. Shout out to the defense, man.
Yeah, I mean because you know.
After that first score, man, they shut it down.
I mean, Carolina damn near didn't even get across the 50 or something. Like, I mean, like our defense was like dominant, bro. You know,
Yeah.
you know, but you know the offense was. This is our first win without an offensive touchdown.
Yeah. And since 2014.
2014. So
Been a long time.
that shows you how dominant our defense was. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head in 2014. I'm trying to think what game that was, if I can think off the top of my head.
Well, we didn't get
That was Deshaun Watson freshman year, true freshman year. We'll fact check that and we'll come back to it.
the Cole Stout.
Yeah, because you know Deshaun got hurt in that Georgia Tech game, and you know anyway, it was not to get too far down the rabbit hole because you know when we start talking about DW4, you know we be here all night.
It'll go that way. It'll go that way.
Yeah, man, throw out some of those stats, man. You know for the game.
Man, Cade, he had 100 yards, 1 interception, 5 for 17. Maffa, he had 89 yards, and Tyler Brown, he had 40 yards. But yeah, man, it was really that defensive touchdown and field goals, man. Field goals. We were 3 for 3, and we held we kept Carolina out of the end zone at the crib.
I mean, it would have been very nice for us to score some more points, but I mean it's like, you know, we kind of feel like they're not gonna score on us. So it's like why? I mean, we had Bo Collins out, Antonio still ain't played, Cole been out all year, so we've had a lot of attrition at wide receiver all year. It's been no real continuity.
Yeah. We had some key drops too. I would have liked to see Brendan Steele get a little bit more opportunities. They were probably keying on him for that reason. But we had a couple. Number 81, I can't remember what his name was, but I was
I don't know who that is, but
this your
he had a couple targets, but I'm like, hey. I mean, I guess they're trying to load the death up. We could have scored at the end. You know, we went and invented formation. We was down like in the red zone.
Classy move.
You know, Maffa was, you know, he was toting that rock toward the end of the game. But 16-7. You know, it was kind of a snoozer, but hey, it's a dub. You know, we got that.
A win is a win.
And we keep them Gamecocks ain't bowl eligible.
Yeah,
we knocked them out of bowl contention. So that was it for them. That was literally what Spencer said about Tennessee.
That was their championship.
What was this to them then?
What was it? They said 1, 2, 3 Cancun, man. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. But
I said 1, 2, 3, 5 points.
Hey, you roll up in 5 points, man. You ain't gonna be able to get a beer out of there. They look at me like, hey,
One,
bro,
two, three, the Vista. Let's go.
you going to the crib? You ain't about to get a drink out there, man.
1, 2, 3, wet willies. Like, hey, bro, ain't nothing to do in the Met, dog. Like, y'all boys, hey, y'all was ready to go back to the dorm and drink some beers,
Yeah,
or whatever,
man.
dog. But you know,
Hey, it's looking like next year out here. So
and it is.
So we go to probably one of the most exciting games of rivalry week.
Well, hold on. So with that, before we do that,
Yeah.
so win not win. Let's just talk about. You want to talk about the bowl projections after all the rivalry stuff, or do that real quick for us?
But like who we think we're gonna play? You mean?
Yeah, because there's a couple options that could be some tantalizing options.
Oh yeah,
For
we
us.
might mess around and end up playing DJ now.
That's what I was gonna get to.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna get to. So we can come back to it.
Wouldn't that be ironic?
Yeah, you know, we can come back to it. We'll come back to it. So what else we had on the document? It was rivalry weekend, man.
It was rivalry weekend, and one of the games that may not have been on everybody's list was what. Before we do that, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game of the week, game day. Michigan and Ohio State.
Oh yeah, that was the game of the year.
Yeah. So
Verse number 3.
It's like this every year though, right?
Yeah.
It's a Big Ten game.
Mm-hmm.
Harbaugh's not on the sideline.
Again.
Been a lot of talk about that. He's suspended. It just seems like there's always something going on there. But Ohio State, they got some great players on Ohio State. And this is the game of the year. They're sitting at number 2. This loss is probably gonna take them out of the top 4, right? So
Possibly, yeah.
yeah. So they're down in Michigan, and man, it was back and forth for a little while, but Michigan, man, that Michigan defense is the truth. That Michigan defense is the truth, and they were playing really passionately.
I give them that.
Without Harbaugh, and their interim coach, man, he's undefeated so far.
Yeah. I mean, it helps when you don't play nobody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Facts.
I think his first game they coached was against Michigan State. He's crying. Oh, man, I did it. I'm like, bro, come on, bro.
you. But it's Michigan State.
Yeah, come on, bro. They've been trashed, though. They fired their coach too.
Oh, they might. Hey, yeah, they did. They got
I
somebody.
mean,
They got
like,
somebody
bro,
else.
like Michigan State ain't did. They make the playoffs one time about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a while ago.
They got like mollywop.
It was a while ago.
So I mean, Michigan State ain't never really been no real comp for Michigan. So
this ain't college basketball. But it scoring ended up being 30-24. So it was a decent game. Marvin Harrison he had a $118. And I think he was
he did his thing.
he was emotional after the game. But and JJ McCarthy didn't really do too much, man. He had 148.
Okay. But they had a strong rushing attack though.
Yeah.
In the second half, I think they went for 122 in the second half alone on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So that line of scrimmage kind of set the tone in that game for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and we'll see how they fare in their bowl game. They play Iowa
In the Big Ten championship
Big
game.
Ten championship. And Iowa, they got 2 losses on their record, but they're a good defensive team. So we'll see how that turns out.
Okay.
But yeah, Ohio State, man. Shout out to LeBron. Hey, y'all better get to the bowl game, man. That's all y'all got left.
Yeah, and just a quick update for the Monday Night Football game. The Bears is up 6-3. So we're sitting here watching Monday Night Football, and the baseball game broke out.
Yeah.
6-3.
6-3, man.
Come on, bro. Like,
it's a kick fest out here, man.
yeah.
But let's talk. We got a couple more games that were really close during rivalry week.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
talk about Jordan here.
Oh man, and we talked about this in essence, in earnest, about how tricky that Iron Bowl can be for Bama.
Yep.
Especially particularly over the last several years where Auburn ain't really been what they've been. Cam years, and they've had a couple solid 10-win seasons. Here and there, whatever. adjust my zones and all that. So, man, boy, what a game! What another classic ending! And this was 10 years since the kick six. So, on the 10-year anniversary of the Iron Bowl from the kick six, when Auburn won, 109-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, Jalen Milroe and Alabama have a 4th and goal from the 31.
From the 31. From the 31.
Come on now, dog.
From
And hold on,
Come
it started
on,
at the
man.
7. Don't forget, like they had a 1st and goal at the 7 in the same drive. At the 7, it was I think they had a false start, I believe. Then he got sacked for like 15. It had a big sack.
Yep.
So they was at the 7. Go back to the 31. So all right, bro, it's no way.
And goal now. Fourth
and
and goal. This is the game.
Auburn was up 24-21. 24-21. 30 seconds left. It's no way, bro.
Yeah. All the DBs give him about 20 yards of cushion.
What defense you gonna call right there though? I'm just
If it's me, if it's 4th down, I'm gonna probably rush 4. And if they're not getting anything over the top, I'm just tackling everybody. I'll give you the 15 yards. Because there's no time left. There was no time left.
Well, that was 30 seconds, but so I get what you're saying. So if you scramble around, all right, let's say 10, 12 seconds to go off the clock, you get a pass interference. All right, so it's half the distance or whatever. 15. All right, you got the 15 with 15 seconds left. That's still room for your defense to work.
Exactly, and they had just came off a sack, right? So I'm not going to give my quarterback all that time to possibly get somebody open and then put me in that position. But, I mean...
Man, this was an epic fail in all proportions by Auburn's defense. I don't know who y'all DC is.
They had the game won.
I'm gonna take a line from my favorite show, PTI. Mike Wilbon, Tony Kornheiser. Kornheiser said today, the Auburn, they rushed 2 or 3. They're sitting there playing patty cake. They're not even bro.
They wasn't trying.
It was no attempt.
They was like,
bro.
hey,
bro,
man,
he's like, oh, I trust my secondary. It don't, bro, if you like you say at the minimum, bro, rush 4, make them scramble. I don't care what you get underneath. You still gonna do some lateral. Hey, I'd rather you lateral do that than throw. Because if it's in the end zone, it's 50% chance.
Yeah.
So if you throw it underneath, nah, bro. Like this.
And the thing, Keyz, if they was on the 5 or something like that, or on the 10-yard line, then yeah, that changes things up. But they had too far to go.
Wow. And we got the 3rd pick of the night from Josh Dobbs. I'm right here on Monday Night Football, man.
It's not his
night.
game, man. This ain't his game right here.
And the Bears can't wait to get the ball back to punt it right back to him.
Yep. Kick fest.
Yeah, but golly, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I felt bad for Auburn fans, bro.
Yeah, man, they did a lot to win that game, to stay in that game. They had the game won at the end, and it was just a bad defensive play call. Somebody might be looking for a job, man.
Because you knock Alabama out at the playoff picture. If they lose that, even if they go to the SEC championship, there's not a way. You got 2 losses.
And
it's not a way.
It seems like things just keep falling in Alabama's favor. So
unfortunately,
we'll talk about that SEC championship game, but that's going to hold a lot of weight now. And we talked about it, what the possibilities were. But let's also talk about that Florida State and the Florida Gators game, man, because it was a tight, close, good game for a little while, man, and then
them Gators was up in the swamp.
Yeah,
it was like 12-0.
And
then I guess Florida State made a little run, but
Keyz. So Florida State, there was just too much, man, and Florida wasn't able to get it done, but
despite the halftime lead.
Yeah. So there was high hopes, but it just didn't happen.
They didn't see.
Exactly. So with that win, they're undefeated. Florida State's undefeated. They were at number 5, so they're probably going to jump up with that Ohio State loss.
And we got to talk about that team that was right in front of them, which was the Huskies.
Yeah.
Man, and they What'd you say? They squeaked by?
They squoze by, man.
They squirted
They
by.
squirted by. They skeeted by.
Yeah. That's a risky. That's a risky one, right?
Hey, so,
This is the age of OnlyFans. I don't know that's really risky.
hey, man. So, so the Washington Huskies, man, they ended up playing Washington State, and it was a close game for a good little while.
And the theme continues. They knocked them out of bowl eligibility.
Exactly. So
Florida was 5-6. They lost 5-7. Washington State was 5-6, looking for that win to be bowl eligible. They lost. Them Gamecocks, of course, we knocked them out. So
yeah,
rivalry weekend, it took a big toll this week.
it
know what I mean?
Man. It's gonna have a lot of coaches on the hot seat and a lot of new coaches getting some opportunities. So, man, but yeah, so Penix, man, he had 2 touchdowns, an interception, 204 passing, and Cameron Ward, not too familiar with him, man, but he threw for over 300. He had 3 tutties and 2 interceptions, but man, it was a hard fought 12-0 for Washington.
Yeah.
So
And we get another big game in that Pac-12 championship. Because Washington-Oregon earlier this year was one of the games of the year.
oh yeah,
If you all missed it, Washington scrolls by.
Yep.
Oregon missed the kick at the last second, and Washington won.
to get them their only loss, but they get to meet again.
And this is for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix is leading in some Heisman polls as a favorite. So this is Penix versus Bo Nix part 2. It's a night game too.
Yeah,
Friday night game at that. Washington Oregon is Friday night.
Friday night, 8 p.m.
So
So really, Washington has everything to lose here.
they do, man. They
Right.
do.
Because if Oregon beats them, then I don't think Oregon gets in. I think they might get it.
I gotta
get hit
disagree on
number
that one.
5. You think they should get in?
So there'll be a 12-1 Pac-12 champ, and the Pac-12 has been arguably the best conference throughout this whole college football season. With Washington, Oregon State was ranked earlier. I mean, they still ranked. I think they just took an L to Oregon. Washington, Oregon State, Oregon. UCLA was okay. They was ranked earlier in the season. I think they kind of fell out, but yeah, if you beat, they sitting at number 4, Washington.
Yeah, they're sitting at number 4. They're probably gonna be number 3 by the time the rankings come out. But at the same time, Washington got the win earlier in the season, right?
Okay.
So that means that Washington would have lost to a team that they beat. So their records are kind of going to be even, right? For you to put Oregon in, to me, the championship does weigh heavily on that, but I don't know if that gets in the number 4 spot.
Well, all right. So let's talk about the last game from rivalry weekend that determines playoff with Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
So Georgia, Georgia Tech played them decently.
they did. They did early.
Early on, but Georgia, they pulled out, of course, 31-23. Actually, they got shut out in the 4th quarter. So I mean, Georgia Tech kind of made it. They made it a little bit of a game. So
They pulled it out like a young man in college.
wow. You said they pulled it out like Jerry Sandusky.
Hey man,
Hey.
we taking risks tonight.
Yeah, this is a risky episode, dog. God damn. Joe Paterno rolling over in his grave.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Hey,
So
man.
Georgia with the win, 12-0. It's easy for them, but like here's the thing with Georgia though, they've been number 1 all year, rightfully so.
All year.
Defending back-to-back defending champion. Put some respect on that.
They had some close games with some unranked teams.
Yeah, they was down to the Gamecocks I have earlier, came back, and they almost lost in Jordan Hare to Auburn earlier this year. So that was they 2 closest calls. Kentucky gave them a game at home for a little while for 3.5 quarters.
I see where you're going.
So here's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
If Georgia loses the SEC championship game, does the SEC get shut out the playoffs?
I think that's a fair assessment, and I think that that's a fair hypothesis because one, I don't feel like Alabama should be able to get in based off of that win alone because you still got Texas who beat Alabama.
And then let's talk about the Texas because we didn't talk about Texas yet. They came off another win this week too over Oklahoma State. They play Oklahoma State in the Big Ten championship game Saturday at noon. But who they play? Texas Tech, don't they? Yeah, and it wasn't a game. Arch Manning, he got some playing time.
12.
Big 12?
Yeah,
my bad. Big 12. Big 12 because Big 12 don't play no defense.
Yeah.
So they won like 57-7 or something.
Yeah, man, it was type embarrassing.
So I mean, Arch Manning got on the field and bruh, like if you had the volume up, man, them fans, boy, they was going wild for Arch, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, and mop up, like, bruh. So
mop up duty.
But, it's been some, and we'll get this later on. But could Arch Manning possibly transfer? Could he have the Tigers? He had the Tigers on his list originally.
Yeah, he did. He actually visited. He was down there. He was down there visiting. Quinn Ewers, how many is he not done?
I think he not done yet.
Oh, if he not done, if I'm Arch, I'm out of there, man.
So
I can't sit 2 years, yo. I can't do that.
So here's all the legitimate contenders right now. All right, so we got Georgia, Michigan. You still got Ohio State in the mix. Texas, Bama, Florida State, Washington. So it's 8 teams. Mm-hmm. And Oregon. Not bad. Oregon. So 9. Because Louisville lost to Kentucky.
They did.
So had they won that and beat Florida State in the ACC championship game, they would have had a chance.
Mm-hmm. So strength of schedule plays in that too, though.
Yeah, it absolutely does because, and that's why I say about Alabama, if they lose, had they lost to Auburn, of course they would have been done. So, but if they beat the number one, the de facto number one team that's been all year, Georgia, all year they've been number one, and you're SEC champion, you know how they love to glorify the SEC. If Texas, they play Oklahoma State. If they win the Big 12, Texas beat Alabama earlier.
Yeah. And they only got one loss.
Yeah, and so who was they lost to?
Who did they lose to?
They beat Oklahoma. No, did Oklahoma beat them this year? No.
We'll fact check it.
I forgot about.
Oh, Oklahoma did.
Oklahoma. Yeah, it was a tight game. Oklahoma beat them. So that's a tight L to Oklahoma, which is they rank.
You saw y'all tripping coming out of the tunnel too, but
oh wow, yeah, that was crazy. Like all that smoke, hey, that's embarrassing. That's on some like little giants type.
Yeah,
jump.
man,
Come on, bro.
They said they don't want no smoke, literally. All the smoke, none of the smoke. We don't want no smoke.
That I think in this playoff discussion, the Alabama-Texas question will be the hardest one because Alabama will have a much better win in the conference. I guess the number one team, you can't get better than that in the conference championship game. Oklahoma State is number 20, so Texas will beat. They'll be a number 20 team in the conference champion. But they're ranked above Alabama right now, right already, as is.
Yeah, they're definitely above Alabama. I think Alabama.
They're number 7, Alabama number 8.
Number 8, yeah.
So I think that's close enough to Alabama could jump them because I could see if Alabama was like, 11.
I think it's gonna be a little bit difficult for that because one, yeah, they're already above Alabama and they beat Alabama, and Alabama won against Auburn, but it was close. It came down to like the last play of the game. So
yeah, but if they put some work on the Bulldogs though, that's what's going to determine if they beat Georgia by like 7 or 10.
Yeah, they have to win handily. If you beat the number one team, like handily, yeah,
because eye test do play. Eye test play is a factor. They kind of say it don't. It really do.
So the best that they would be able to do is number 4. So
Bama.
Yeah,
and that's if Florida State lose in the ACC championship game to Louisville, which I think Louisville can get them. Mm-hmm. So we knock Florida State out, and Washington and Oregon. That's
gonna be a game, man.
Whoever win that game is in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah,
I think
I
for
agree
sure.
with that.
I think for sure. Oregon, Washington.
I agree with that.
Friday night, Pac-10 champ. That Pac-10 champ gets in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right because they're number 6. There's no way they can jump 2 spots. They get that win.
Because if you got Florida State losing, even if Florida State beat Louisville, they just lost, so they dropped in the rankings. So you got to go like at this point, it's quality. Oregon number 6.
Yeah,
So like they first 2 team out type jump. You know
but
what I mean?
if Florida State has to win to get in to stay in, or to
To
get
be
in,
considered
yeah, because they number 5, but they would be undefeated, and you got
undefeated conference champion. So yeah,
undefeated conference champion, and you got Alabama got a loss, Oregon got a loss. If Oregon was able to beat Washington would have a loss.
so if Michigan, we go ahead and consider them to beat Iowa. So all right, so say Iowa beat Michigan.
If Iowa beat Michigan out.
I mean, but Michigan just beat the number 2 team though.
Yeah, they out.
So, but they're now the conference champion
Yep.
with 1 loss.
Yeah, you can't lose. You out.
It's got to be a 4 though. It's got to be a 4. So I mean, like if like all right, here's the worst case scenario. Like when all hell breaks loose, right?
Iowa. I don't know if Iowa's ranked. I don't think they ranked, man. You can't lose to a ranked
We'll
team.
check.
We'll fact check.
All right, here's the all hell breaks loose scenario. Georgia loses. So all right, Alabama wins, Texas wins, Oregon wins, Florida State wins, and Michigan loses. Wow. And we have another pick
Man,
in this baseball game that we're watching.
in this field goal fest.
Bro, that's his 4th pick.
God, dog.
John Styles has 4 turnovers. You know, scientist.
Yeah. Hey,
No eyebrows happening.
if I'm Josh, I'm like, hey, coach, man.
Got it.
I sprained my shoelace, man. Let me sit out this series.
I said I sprained the shoelace. Like,
Come
hey,
on, man.
Hey, coach, I gotta go rub one out real quick.
Man, he
Hey.
man.
Hey, coach, I gotta go holler at Reddit.
Hey, he got it. Hey, man, he throwing away his bread right now, man.
But yeah, so that would be the scenario, bro. Like because
Iowa is ranked, by the way. I thought they were
Number 17?
Yeah, number 17, yeah. So the top.
so if Michigan, all right, let's go through it. So if Michigan lose, there'll be a 12-1 non-Big Ten champ, but you would have beaten number 2 team the week previous. So
Yep.
you're sitting at 12-1. If Alabama wins, you're sitting at 12-1. SEC champ. And Georgia's sitting at 12-1, and you've been number 1 all year. So if you lose in the SEC championship game, they generally don't drop you no more than like 2 spots.
If it's a
You
tight,
know-
if it's
but
tight,
you know how they do with the SEC though.
Yeah.
They don't drop them boys, bro.
But if it's tight, if it's tight, then I agree with that. But if they get blown out, then if you get dog walk, you gotta get up out of there, man.
So you got them. So and if Oregon wins at number 6, that'll be a 12-1 Pac-10 champ. And Washington will be a 12-1. I mean 11-1. No, yeah, they ain't lost yet. 11-1. So they'll be on. I think they'll be on the outside. And so Florida State win, they'll be 12-0 conference champion. If they lose, they out.
Yeah, if they lose, they
Strength the schedule.
Yeah.
Toward it. I mean Louisville, ain't no way they number 10 though.
Louisville,
They're number 10.
nah, because they just lost. They
Is
just
it?
lost to Kentucky. They had
They haven't updated. Yeah.
Yeah, they
So,
haven't updated the rankings. Yet.
I think they was number 15. I think I got to check, but either way, so
Nah, they were 10. They were 10-1. They were number 10.
is a all right. Let's play some games. Is a 12-1 Georgia team that does not win the SEC title get in over a 12-0? I mean, excuse me, 11-1 Georgia team that doesn't win the SEC title get over a 12-0. Oh, it'd be 13-0. My bad. A 13-0 Florida State.
No.
No.
If you have that one loss, even if it's one loss, you can't get in over an undefeated conference conference champion.
But you know, people gonna be like, well, the eye test, they don't got the starting quarterback, and Georgia been number one all year. Neutral field, they'll watch Florida State. That's what they're gonna say.
But you can't get it. You can't put
Right.
a defeated SEC team in over undefeated ACC team who's a conference champion. You can't do that.
Okay.
Because then you're saying that losses don't matter and championships don't matter.
Throw me a scenario then. Throw me one out that whole mix,
Out that whole mix,
the whole championship weekend.
championship weekend. So I think if Florida State wins, they're in. They lose, they not. They just fumble.
Yeah, we got Justin
is
Fields with a fumble in this kick fest.
This is the most, man. So Michigan, they have to win. They have to win to stay in. They're in right now. They're probably gonna be number 2. Really, if you look at it,
They could be number 1.
they
With the
the strength of
quality to
schedule,
win,
yeah.
They beat number 2. Georgia just beat Georgia Tech. They wasn't ranked.
yeah. But it's hard to move a team that's number 1 who hasn't lost, right? But
They did it to us
yeah,
before.
yeah.
So
But in the last week, championship game, I feel like the top 4 teams is really critical. Georgia has to win to stay in. They lose, they out.
period.
They lose, they out.
Regardless of anything else.
Regardless of anything else, if they lose by a point, and it's a high scoring game, I still feel like they could squeak in number 4, but it depends on what happens with these other games.
All right, hey,
Right.
let's keep it a buck. If Georgia lose, you tell me that they still not one of the best 4 teams in the country?
It depends on how they lose, cause like we said, they don't play nobody. So we can talk about how good they are and everything like that, but they almost lost to South Carolina. South Carolina had them. Auburn had them. Like, it's not like they out here. It's not the same Georgia team as in the past. So
And they still number 1 though. So I mean,
it's still number 1, and that holds some weight. But you can't lose. You can't lose to Alabama, who's got 1 loss to Texas, right?
and they turned the season around because early this year, and then I don't know what Jalen Milroe was thinking. Like, give me that Heisman. Like, nah, bro, you're not winning the Heisman. No, like, just for that, they about to get drugged, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just because of that comment he made at the end of the Auburn game. Give me that Heisman. Like, nah,
Nah,
bro,
man, you not that.
You had
not that guy.
you had a quarterback controversy early. You couldn't even win the job, bro.
Yeah.
Early this year,
Yeah,
dog.
come on, man.
And y'all almost lost to South Alabama out this mother. South somebody who was green and number 5 was balling on y'all. God darn.
Hey man, he was on something because he won the game. But to your point, Georgia, I feel like they have to win to stay in. They got to beat
Okay.
Alabama. Michigan definitely has to beat Iowa. I don't think there's a chance for them if they lose that game. And
Yeah.
Washington has to beat Oregon. They're not gonna.
They have to.
They're not gonna. That's it for them. After that, and Florida State has to win. I think Florida State gets in if they win.
But I think we both agree on the winner of Oregon Washington is in regardless.
Yeah.
That winner is in.
Yeah, they're gonna get in.
So that's the only game after all this talking, after all the scenarios, that's the only game we came up with.
It has
that
the implications.
Whoever wins is in, period.
Yeah.
Because the SEC championship, if Alabama lose, no, of course not.
Yep.
If Georgia win, of course they in. If Alabama win, you still say they don't get in.
I'm gonna say if Alabama wins and Texas loses, then Alabama
Okay,
might
Texas
get in.
got to lose. Yeah, if Texas lose,
got to lose.
they got to be in because you beat the number 1 team
Yeah.
and you're SEC champ, and you know how they gobslide the SEC. You know, over the last, you know, what I mean, they do. So
I mean, it's facts.
the Paul Feinbaums of the world, you know, come on,
Yo.
bro. Like they not gonna leave a SEC
He already
champ
preaching.
out.
He already preaching. Hey, put Alabama in. He said, "Bump, but I can't pass nothing else, bro. I got to run all these downs."
So I mean, this is a tough one, man, because. But if I had to pick right now,
And you have a 1-loss Tulane team.
Oh man, now you're throwing a monkey in the wrench.
A monkey in the
Uh, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. You want to go ahead and pick the games, pick the championship weekend.
championship weekend.
Let's pick them, bro. Let's pick them.
All right, all right. New Mexico State. Nah.
L.
Liberty's actually number 25, so I think they might be able to do their thing there. But let's go ahead and talk about Oregon, Washington, man.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I think Oregon gonna get this one, man. I think they gonna get their revenge. I think Oregon gonna get it, man, because Washington, like we said, rivalry weekend, you can almost kind of throw everything out the books because it's Washington State, Michigan, Ohio, everybody. It don't matter. It's just it's your hated rival. It divides the state, all that. Everybody has one, the Iron Bowl, this and that. But with that being said, though, they still struggled.
Mm-hmm. Man, we thought we had some action here. We thought we had some action
This
here.
game is so trash, bro. Golly.
The Bears and the Vikings, man. This is man. There's a lot of people getting some sleep tonight. Gonna be at work early in the morning. Hey.
Oh, God, damn. We always trying to toe tap the side, bro. You toe tapping out of bounds, bro. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
I think the Oregon Ducks gonna win.
Yeah. Hey, man.
How you feel? I think Oregon.
I think you got a good point, and I would just say you got a point because Oregon, I think they're getting hot at the right time, and Washington is cooling off at the wrong time. Right. Penix has had a great year, but there's a lot of tape out on the team now. I think Oregon is just hot at the right time, man.
So you got Oregon?
Yeah, I got Oregon. I don't.
Okay.
They got fly
Yeah,
jerseys, but that's all people care about.
But I will say this though, if Penix do have a good game, big game in Oregon, I think the Heisman is his.
Yeah.
I think this is a Heisman game between Bo Nix and him.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Daniels out. I mean, some people still got him. I mean, he's had a hell of a year.
Yeah, they
that wise, but they got 3 L's.
Yeah.
So
they on him hard, but I mean,
and we know Caleb Williams not getting all that slobbing they was doing on him all year.
Yeah.
He been out the race because they've been taking L's.
Yeah.
But Bo Nix and Penix, bro, I think right now it's kind of between them two.
Yeah. I mean, Bo is 45, so he should have that advantage. He's been in school for 12 years.
So he AC Green out here, 40-year-old version.
I don't know about all that. He probably nah. All right, so let's we talking about Texas. We talking about
let's do it.
Oklahoma State, man. I think Texas is gonna be able to handle their business, man.
I think Texas wins this, go to 12-1, and possibly create some controversy.
Yeah. Dr. Pepper. So we talked. Did we talk about Alabama and Georgia?
Let's do that one last.
Okay.
We got Michigan, Iowa too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, these are games that's like matters as far as championship.
So
Michigan, Iowa.
I think Michigan gonna handle their business. I saw how Iowa played this last week here, and they got some talent, but I don't think they're gonna be able to do anything with Michigan, man.
Michigan's favored by 23.
23
in a championship game. That sounds like some prime Clemson stuff right there, dog. Like when we was out here dropping 60 in the ACC chip, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't see no problems. No Harbaugh, no problem. Michigan, we'll get this one.
What about the Louisville, Florida State? Florida State's only favored by 2.5.
That's here in Charlotte, in the QC. It's always a night game, a prime time, 8:00.
We would be going if things had turned out.
Yeah, but they had Wentz hit the kick against Florida State, we might be in a different predicament.
Yeah,
but I said a couple weeks ago, I think Louisville gonna get them, and I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with Louisville getting the upset in the ACC championship game.
Okay. There's a lot riding on that game, and you might have a point. You got new quarterback, different experience level. The team's riding behind them, but yeah, you're right. Louisville just came off a loss that they should have got the dub on. So it's gonna be a different type, competitive fire under them, right? All right, man. Let's
go
go
to
ahead
the
and talk
Gusto.
about it. Let's go to this Gusto, man. SEC championship. You got two conference undefeated teams. Alabama is peaking at the right time. They
They are.
squeaked by in Jordan Hare, which we all said that Auburn gave that game away.
Yeah,
But
Auburn lost.
yeah, Georgia really hasn't played anybody. They played a lot of close games. They probably could have took the L to Auburn as well. And yeah, Saban's got them boys rolling.
So where you going?
I'm just get straight to it, man. I'm gonna roll with the dogs, man. Shout out to Lysandra. I'm rolling with the dogs, man. Simply because one, I know they haven't really played a whole lot competitively, but I just like even Vegas, man. Vegas got them favored by 6, and Kirby Smart has gotten Nick Saban in these past couple years, man.
Yeah, and I'm on the fence only because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby has got him 2 years in a row, but Saban don't get got too often by them mugs, bro. By his former assistants, they don't just run rug shot over him.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of off that alone, I'm like, I don't know, man. I think Saban he's still the GOAT.
He is.
Saban is the GOAT.
Jalen Milroe,
This is a tough one, man. This is a very tough one because we were very critical of Alabama early in the season when the quarterback controversy. Georgia has squeak pat. I mean, and they also had some blowouts too, though. Don't get me wrong. They blew out Kentucky when they was ranked, and I think I called Kentucky to get the upset. So this is a tough one, man. And it's in the A.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I think I'm going two ways with it. I think in Georgia, I'm thinking the Bulldogs by a field goal, but I could also see Bama winning by like 6. Like a field goal. I mean,
It's gonna be a battle of defenses, man, because they're gonna really pressure Jalen Milroe and make him make quick decisions. He's not gonna have time to sit back in that pocket, man.
I'm gonna go Dogs.
Yeah,
Georgia wins. Then
yeah. I think that defensive line is gonna be a different type of scenario. But I tell you one thing: we got some good games. We got some good games in this bowl and these championship week, man.
we got some great games.
Yeah. We're gonna have them Tigers, man. We're gonna have them Tigers out there in this bowl. I can't wait to see who we play.
Yep, and we said we're gonna come back to it.
Yeah.
Just real quick. I seen some potential projections, and one of those was Oregon State with DJ.
Yeah.
So DJ had a lot to say when he was on his way out of here, talking about the offense wasn't this and that, but like coach, all this and that.
Mm-hmm.
What's their record?
I think they was what, 9? Was they 9?
I think they 8-4. The same
8-4.
record we got.
Oh.
So
Man, they ended up 8-4.
yeah, they 8-4. We 8-4. So there's a good chance we might compete in the bowl game. And if we do, boy, when I tell you,
Oh yeah, we got to get that, man.
hey, when I tell you like this, hey,
That defense gonna show up. Man.
we better pick him out 3 times and ball out and do all this.
Yeah.
I
want that so bad, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, because I didn't like the way he exited. I was vocal about that. Taking a couple shots when he left. All right, cool. You quit on you quit. My how I look at it is you quit on your team. You know what I mean? Like ACC championship game, you got benched.
Mm-hmm.
Should have got benched in the South Carolina game, and we probably would have won him and been in the playoffs last year, like we talked about. Got benched in the ACC championship game. Body language was trash. As you remember, the whole game, like, kind of weren't really celebrating.
Yeah.
When we was like blowing them out.
Yeah, you
wasn't even there for the bowl game.
Yeah.
You was absent, like, so I don't like that, man. Like this NIL and all this stuff in the field, this kid's heads up to be so selfish, bro. Like, I mean, I get it, cool, but
And you know what? It reminds me a little bit of Kelly Bryant. And I know Kelly, he wanted an opportunity to go out there and still be able to showcase his skills. Maybe DJ felt the same way, but at the same time, there's a way to do it, right?
Yeah.
You go out gracefully. If your team is winning, then you should be 100% supportive of that. Because it shows a little bit of character, right? If you look at when Tua took over for Jalen Hurts, Jalen was supportive. He was like, "Hey, man, it's about the team. It's team first." And of course, he finally got a touchdown on Monday Night Football, man.
in the baseball
Goodness
game.
gracious. But anyway, to that point, man, Jalen was supportive, and then he ended up leaving. But you still, he still got the respect from.
Yeah, you get that respect, man.
Yeah.
That's if you don't got nothing else, bro. You got to have respect. Like, so for me, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I lost some respect for KB when he got benched, and I definitely lost some respect for DJ.
Yeah.
Like it's all about the way you do it. From what we know, and we done talked about this. Dabo gave KB every opportunity, and even told to him before that Syracuse game, like, look, I could play you. I'm a starting Trevor. I could play you because that was the fourth game. By 4 games, then you could transfer.
But I want to
You
give you
could
the
get in
opportunity.
the portal. I'm gonna give you the opportunity if you want to play. And I don't even know if he was there. He quit. He wasn't even there, right?
Yeah, I think he wrote. Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Like, I mean, I get both sides of it, but like, when you're looking at it from a team perspective, everybody's like, well, are you a team player? Are you this and that? He definitely wasn't that. If that's what we're going off of, neither was DJ. So that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? And that's what I don't like, especially on DJ's behalf when he was taking shots and the coaching staff and stuff like that. Like, I'm going to a system that's gonna get me better prepared for NFL, this and that. I'm like, well, bro, you got the same record we got.
Yeah.
And we was 10-3 last year. So you worse. You actually did worse.
The coaching staff is gonna get you prepared for the NFL. What quarterbacks do you know that came from Oregon State that's starting in the league right now?
0.
I mean,
Come on now, dog.
I don't know what.
Come on,
I don't know what
man.
to. I don't know where to take that, but
And that's the same thing we said, like, bro, like, who was you ragging? What lineage of Beavers
yeah.
is in the league, bro? Like, no, come on, bro. We talking about Clemson right now, dog. We talking about, like, we just came off a decade where we was arguably the best program in college football outside Alabama, and then we beat them twice in the Natty in that run. So it's like, come on, bro. Like, go ahead, bro. Hey, do your thing, and look.
Practice player. So you about to be on the practice squad, but I definitely want to see that one, Keys. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's I think that's a good story for college football.
Yeah, it would be
if we can get that, but yeah, man, we gonna see, man. But yeah, man, Keys, I think we got us another one.
We got another one. As we're winding down Monday Night Football, aka MLB.
Yep.
10-9.
10-9.
5 minutes left. The Bears driving. They just itching for another turnover. But yeah, to close out, man. The recap. The Tigers got to win. Another Palmetto State Palmetto Bowl win, of course, and we lead the series 73-42 to something. I mean, like, we just dragging.
It's bad.
It ain't cute.
It's bad.
And then we got a tight playoff race.
Yeah.
That we'll find out more about this championship Saturday, and we might go live again. So at some point, you never know.
Yeah. Remember to follow us on Instagram, man. Uplayedtho podcast on TikTok as well. On YouTube, Uplayedtho. We'll put the links out here in the description. Follow me and Keys, Annihilator, Be Easy. On Instagram, V-Keyz,
with the Z.
Yep, with the Z. We'll put all that in the. We'll put all that out here, but yeah, man, stay locked in with us, man. I know we've been promising y'all this special, this you played those special. We gonna get that out for you guys.
We still got it coming.
But stay tuned. stay tuned, man. We got some good things in store for you guys, man. But with that being said, man, we're going to finish up this Monday Night Football, man. Y'all holla at us. Jump in them comments.
We'll holla.
And we out.
It's a